Hello, yes, and welcome back to a bonus edition of the Rams Writer podcast, the podcast from the fan for the fans. I'm your host Simon, aka the Rams Writer. What's today's going to be about? Well, 2-0 to the mighty Rams as they battered poor Middlesbrough. So let's start, shall we? We all got what we wanted. Martin and Marriott playing up front, but also we switched to a 4-4-2 diamond, something that a lot of us had been screaming out for a while now. And this freed up Tom Lawrence to sit in that number 10 role, and he was pivotal today. A brace from the young Welshman, top performance from him as well. Also, other mentions go to Christian Bielik, who was an absolute rock, and Matt Clark. And in fairness, you could go through the whole squad. Bogle, 2 assists, another assist. So it's at last we've finally seen it click at Pride Park. I've been saying now for weeks, something's just not clicking. Today it clicked. Whether it was the formation change or the personnel, or whatever, it just clicked today. I know Middlesbrough had a man sent off, George Saville, for a ridiculous tackle on Bielik. I thought Bielik was done the way that tackle went in. High foot, ball had gone late. Bielik flew up in the air, but luckily he was okay to play. But they gave us everything they were screaming out for. I mean, to be honest though, we didn't start off the best. I think Curtis Davis mislaid a bit of a pass and played in Sombalonga. Went round the keeper, but luckily good old Matt Clark was there. A great block. And to be honest, he did a number on a Sombalonga today. But Boro looked poor. They looked far from the team that got promoted a few years ago. So I'm very happy with that result. It's great. It feels great when we've been asking for performance and a win, and we've finally got one. We've had it's 4 wins on a bounce now at Pride Park. Have we had a performance? Birmingham, perhaps, but Luton and Wigan, not really. But we've got wins. But now we've got what everybody's wanting. That's a top performance and a win. So we're all happy. It's the weekend. We can enjoy the rest of the weekend. We can go to work Monday, heads held high. Because we're winning. But now we've got to keep doing this. I think personally that the formation switch. We've all wanted Marriott to play, and we've all thought, Marriott's the perfect player to play off Chris Martin, and today it is exceptional. And Tom Lawrence as well. Martin. We've seen the last few games. Martin's not on his own, but he's had nobody round him. He's had no one there in support of him. And today he did. He had 2 guys. He had Lawrence and Marriott, and we saw how dangerous he can be. If you've not seen the goal, Lawrence's first goal especially, it was ball into Martin, and a little 1-2 with Lawrence in behind the defence, smashed it bottom corner. Brilliant. If I'm going to criticise, is that we didn't kill the game off sooner, but we created a heck of a lot of chances today. A heck of a lot, and that's something another thing that we've been crying out for. It's just creating chances, and finally it happened. So today was a good day at Pride Park. Today was a good day for Derby County. Everything that's gone off in the week with Richard Keogh, it was forgotten for that. Forgotten for like 90 minutes, I guess. And hopefully we can move on. Begin to move on. I know it's going to be tough to move on from it because obviously he's probably going to be more than likely to appeal. But at this moment in time, I do not care one dot. Nothing. Because I'm happy. Very, very happy. I said last night on Sports Scene Preview that I think Boro could be here for the taking. I know in my last podcast I said it's going to be a tight game. It's probably going to be out 1-0. But I changed my mind after it was partly to the Keogh sacking. I thought about it and I think, I thought, you know what, we're going to be up for this. The reaction we got against Birmingham after Lawrence and the Bennett after the whole incident, was phenomenal. And I thought about it, what, they're going to react again. And we've also had Wayne Rooney come in as well this week again. That's going to lift you. To know that this top player is going to be joining Derby County in January, and he's going to be joining you probably, maybe even earlier than January, obviously, to start training and stuff like that. He's going to be in and around Moor Farm. So I changed my mind and I said, yes, I think they're there for the taking. Until they were 2-0, probably, it could have been a lot more. It could have been 3-4 maybe. Realistically, there's a couple of chances. I think Holmes had a couple of one-on-ones where he could have squared it, and Marriott's got a tap in. So and we showed today what happened up front, up top, and how Martin and Marriott sort of appreciate each other. Martin's that hold-up role; he's got that man off him. But what Marriott does is he because he runs in behind and gets in behind, he splits the defence. So Martin's not got 3 defenders on him or 2 defenders on him or whatever. So and then with Lawrence in at the 10 role as well, he's got that freedom. We all know he loves getting the ball and cutting inside and trying to take on players that get shot away. Playing central doesn't have to take on players and cut inside. He's already there. So get yourself in the right position in the box. Goal. He should have had a hat trick near the end, but I think Pairs, the Boro keeper, great save. So I couldn't have asked for more today. Derby County has made me very, very happy, and I'm sure it's made you guys very, very happy today. We all know what we're like after a game. Social media can be a bit of a daunting and horrible place. Today it's not, which is great. But so long, let this be the start now of the rest of our season. I've said it before. We've got to kick on and everything. We were picking up wins and or draws or whatnot. Before the last international break. But we didn't. It wasn't. We were getting results, if you like, draws and wins, but we weren't really, I suppose, not earning them, but we weren't really, performing as if, or like looking like we deserved it. You can say you get what you deserve in football, or in life, I suppose you get what you deserve, but we're not really. I'm going to go against it because we didn't, the way we played in some of those games, we didn't really deserve points or whatever, but we got them, and that's good. But now we've just come off the back of a great win, with a great performance. And where does that take us to next? Up the A52. I don't know why I'm pointing that way. Sorry, guys. I keep forgetting I'm doing podcasts as well. You can't see. Up the A52 to the City ground. The council ground that was flooded last week. A bit of a rain. So, and then they got a good win today against Luton away. So they're going to be up for it, obviously. It's a local derby, So sometimes in a local derby, you can come off a bad result or poor performances or poor results or whatever, and you can pick yourself up, So I think this is going to be, it's going to be a lot different than the cup game. A heck of a lot different. One, we're going to have a stronger team out for one. But two, the lads in the dressing room are going to be full of confidence because they've now seen what listening to Koku can do. And listening to how he wants them to play, And we saw the 4-4-2 diamond once or twice last season, if you include Wembley. We saw it twice, And all of a sudden we all went, oh, that's the formation we need to play, okay. But that whole for the rest of but for the whole of the season before, we didn't actually play that formation, so we pulled it out of the bag, So that this could be a way to play. I do hope he doesn't revert back to playing 4-2-3-1 or whatever. I don't think he needs to. I think we need to go to Forest like it's a home game. And we need to. We've got to attack like we did today. I know it's different home and away. I never really understand why, to be honest. I've just thought a game's a game, isn't it? No matter where you are. I used to play football, used to play rugby, whatever. And the game's a game. The miles home or away. The only difference was the travel. But regardless, if you can hear banging, by the way, that's because it's fireworks. So sorry about that. But back to where I was. Yeah. So I think we've got to. I'd literally, if everyone's fit, stick with the same team. And that means Bealey. I know Bealey took a big knock on his ankle from that tackle from Saville. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not too serious. I mean, I thought he was done, but he came back. He came back on. He played a bit of the second half, and then Evans come on and did well as well in midfield. So, but I would love to see us start with the same 11 because we've not had that this season yet. We've not started with the same 11. Yeah, we saw it last season under Lampard, especially towards the beginning, before sort of January time, and he was picking a different team every week. It just wasn't working. And Koku, he's had to do that again this season. But whether it's tactical, whether it's performances, whether it's suspensions, bans or whatever, he's had to do it. Whereas I think with Lampard, it didn't feel like it needed to be. It felt forced. So but I think now, after seeing today, he must surely be thinking, okay, yeah, right, I know what my team can do, and if I set them up this way, so buzzing, absolutely buzzing. I could not be happier today. I was I was a bit annoyed this morning after seeing England losing the World Cup. But in fairness, though, I think it seemed to have been every time England have won in the morning, I've been let down in the evening by Derby. But this time it's roles reversed. So I'm happy, and I think like I said, we're all going to be happy and buzzing tonight. Now we're going to be properly up for Forest next week, and that's what today's, because I couldn't imagine what it would have been like if we'd lost today or drawn today or played poor today. Going into next week, it would have been miserable all week on Twitter or Facebook, wherever. I think it just would have been a sour place to be, and we wouldn't have been looking forward to it. But this is Forest away. It is Forest away now. We owe them one already. They got Derby's fringe team and youngsters, if you like, when we played them in the cup. Now they're going to get Derby's first team. And I think we can give them a proper game. Form goes out the windows in derbies. We all know this. Form goes well out the windows. But both teams at the moment, they've both come off the back of a good win. So it's going to be very interesting next week. I think it's going to be. I can't. Sometimes derbies are tight games. Sometimes they're quite open. I can't imagine it being tight next week, because I think obviously both teams want to be going for the win. Obviously Derby now 4 points off the playoff, even though we're sat in 15th. I think it is. Forest are in the playoffs. They've not looked at the table yet tonight. But they're going to want to continue fighting up there. And obviously you get all the usual stuff, local derby, local rivalry. We know it can get naughty. So again, we're definitely going to be up for this. The fans are going to be up for it. So happy days, and I'm gonna actually talk now about, it's a little bit about Philip Cocu, because he is, I think, he needs more credit than he's had this season. We all know what's cracked up. We're not all the behind the scenes stuff, and with players Lawrence and Bennett and Keogh. We all know that. And this is his first time in English football. He's come into a squad that's largely depleted that it was last season, and he's tried to put his philosophies in. There's still a lot of players that are there from last season and etc. and things like that, and we're playing Lampard style of football. Cocu wants to bring his style of football in, which is, I think it's a little bit slower than Cocu's. It is a little bit. Lampard style of football was faster. Lampard style was faster than Cocu's is. Cocu likes, he likes a bit of tempo, but not. We were trying to get 100 mile an hour last year. And especially at the beginning of the season, we saw a lot of games where first half we were all guns blazing. Come to the second half, and it was like, what happened to the first half? I think that was what impressed me as well about today is, today we played we played high tempo, we pressed. We didn't always look for that. I think after the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so, we stopped looking for that safe ball and started looking for the riskier pass for the likes of Marriott to run onto, the likes of Lawrence to get onto, both fullbacks, Malone and Bogle were getting up and down the wing, so that was great to see, because, we know we like to play too safe in possession at times, and, maybe that cock up, from Davis at the start of the game, maybe it was a good thing, because they're like, okay, I'll tell you what, let's just, right, there's no need for me to play that ball. Let's just get forward. Let's attack them. So perhaps it worked. But yeah, anyway, back to Cocu. He's had to take the brunt of all this. We've not seen. You wouldn't, I suppose. I guess we've not seen the players come on and do press conferences and things like that. As in the players that are involved. So it's Cocu that's had all the questions fired. And yes, that is part of his job. I get that. However, it's not something you expect to come into as a manager. Your players misbehaving on a night out. I suppose causing a criminal offence, and then end up sacking one of them because of it, and then the uproar that's going to bring. Obviously Cocu, we wouldn't have been Cocu that sacked him. It would have been Mello, one of the other directors. So. But he's had to deal with all that, and he's had to deal with obviously, fans getting on his back, Cocu out, and all that, And I get that. I understand. I'm not a Cocu out person, and I'm not that sort of, But I get you. I get where you're coming from. You want success. You want it now. For the expectation of Derby County has gone up in the past 6 years. From when McLaren took over, it's gone up. Playoff finals, semi-finals. We've always been there or thereabouts, and then to see Derby struggling like they have been at the start of the season is, it'd be a big shock. Because we're used to, obviously, you see with some teams, one year they'll be up there. Look at Reading. They almost got promoted with Yapstam. Lost in the final to Huddersfield, playoff final to Huddersfield, and then they've been nowhere. They were scrapping relegation at some point last season. So Sheffield Wednesday, another team, they were there battling it out with Derby County to get into the playoffs. Dropped off, So for Derby to consistently do it, 6 years, be there or thereabouts, is some achievement. And it's tough to continue that without, continually failing, if you like. So Cocu's had to come in and deal with the fans that want the success because they feel like they've waited long that. But this is it's been that's gone bright. It's a project, isn't it? I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's a project. I said last night on Radio Derby. If mid-table mediocrity happens this season, it happens. But I'm not going to be too forced if next season we can see a direction and where we're going. Because there is a plan. It's not supposed to happen overnight. I think it was when we got promoted. We saw what happened when we got promoted with Billy Davis. That was against the grain. That was against the plan. We weren't supposed to get promoted that season, but we did. And then for one reason or another, we obviously the Premier League. We all the worst season ever. So we need to stop this Cocu out every time we lose. We can't play perfect football every week in, week out. The Cocu out thing got me even when we were winning. If we won a game, it was still, no, he doesn't know what he's doing. We got lucky, Cocu out. Come on. Let's just we've got to be realists now. And I know it's hard because obviously, when you support your team, you want your team to do the best, do everything they can to get promoted. But I think, we just need to let's get behind him, let's get behind the lads. And hopefully we can I've said it before, I'll say it again, we kick on. I really do think we can kick on now. If he sticks with this formation, sticks with the same 11 as much as he can. But I look at if he has to make changes. Evans came in today, like I said, did well. Malone looked like he were in, well, I think Malone went off because he took a couple of knocks as well. Lowe came on, again, did well. So if we can keep fighting and improve, I suppose, on the performance of today. Because there was a bit in the second half, I think it was a bit nerve-wracking because we didn't get that second goal. I think it was about 70, 80 minute mark. That 10-minute spell there is a bit nerve-wracking because we'd slowed the pace right down. But that's just, it is tough to keep a fast-paced game for 90 minutes. And then, especially when you got teams that like Middlesbrough, just, even at 1-0 down and 10 men, which you expect, they sat back, they didn't want to get hiding. They looked to break on the counter. I think they only really had 1 or 2 chances that, I think the only save I can remember Roos making was a shot that was offside. So, but that again, that's just that's something you work on, and Derby looked like I think we heard in midweek that he'd been working on finishing and attacking and stuff like that. It showed today, So that's 4 wins at Pride Park on the bounce now. 3 clean sheets. So as much stick as you guys give Keller-Roos, that's 3 clean sheets he's kept now at Pride Park. What we need to do now is take that away from Pride Park. So and that's just a time thing, isn't it? Really, I guess. It will come away from home. It will definitely. It will come, won't it? It has to. So I'm going to end it there. We'll end it on a high. Derby County, are we back? No, we're back fighting, and we're going to be up there again this season. Continue like we have done today. Yes, we will be there. Forest at the weekend. It's going to be a long week till that comes. And then we have an international break. Oh, the joys. Don't we just love them? But no, that's it from me, guys. Again, I really appreciate you guys listening, liking, commenting, all that. Do really appreciate that. Again, Facebook, I'm there. I've got my own little page. Search for Rams Writer. Twitter, follow me if you're not following me, at Rams Writer. Instagram, _Rams Writer _podcast. And I think I've covered everything. Oh yeah, and I've got a site as well where I write articles, which is the ramswriter.co.uk. So anyway, guys, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, you guys on the pod. It's been a joy. Derby are getting back. Come on, Derby. Forest away next week. Let's do this. We are going to win next week. I am positive now. We are going to win. We are going to take 3 points from the Red Dogs. It's payback for the embarrassment that we gave them in the cup. So I'm buzzing. I can't wait for it. I'll see you there, guys, and I'll see you next week. Come on, Derby.